Scotty Barnes, who played point guard in place of the injured Fred VanVleet, led the Raptors to a convincing, and I mean convincing, win over the Atlanta Hawks on Monday night. How's it going, everyone? It's Luca Rosano here with another video, and in this video, we're talking Raptors. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, plus hit the bell for more videos just like this, and you can keep it connected with me on social media as well. Scotty Barnes wowed everybody in his Monday night display as he showed off his versatility, which came in handy with Fred VanVleet suiting up in this game for the Toronto Raptors. Scotty Barnes didn't just take over for Fred VanVleet's point guard duties. He took one of the toughest covers in the league in Trae Young. And just for some perspective here, Trae Young over his last 3 games going into this matchup against the Raptors was averaging 37.7 points per game, 7.7 assists per game, 49.3% from the field. He was 43.5% from 3 and 91.2% from the free throw line. Against the Raptors, these were Trae Young's numbers. 14 points on 3 of 13 shooting and 10 turnovers. Now, OG Anunoby did play a big role in that as he almost matched Young's turnover total in steals. OG Anunoby finished this game with 6 steals. Going back to Scotty Barnes, though, he delivered on all fronts in this game. He handled the point guard duties. He did a great job keeping Trae Young in check and also did a lot of damage with his scoring. Scotty Barnes' stat line was 21 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, was 7 of 14 from the field, and an impressive 5 of 9 from 3. Yes, Scotty Barnes hit 5 3 balls. He was a plus 31 on the night. And here's some news for all of you. I mean, Scotty Barnes made some history with this stat line. He became the youngest Raptor ever with 25, 5, and 5 3-pointers made in a game. And Scotty Barnes, not known for his 3-point shooting, went into this game against the Hawks 6 of 12 on the season from deep. Really good from a percentage-wise standpoint, but it was an extremely small sample size. So the fact that Barnes was able to hit 5 3-pointers alone in this game is just a testament to how good he continues to get. And 3 of those threes made came in the first quarter. On offense, Barnes had the Raptors in hurry-up mode all night. The Raptors were at a season-high 34 fast break points by the end of the third quarter, on their way to 43. The absence of VanVleet did not affect Pascal Siakam in any way, as Siakam was still very engaged and highly effective in this one. Siakam led all scorers with 31 points, 12 rebounds, and Siakam also chipped in with 6 assists. Siakam got to the line 16 times and made 13 free throws, which was great to see. We've said it before that Pascal Siakam is playing at such a high level, but he just needs to be consistent with making his free throws since he's starting to get to the line a lot. Defensively, the Raptors could do no wrong in this game. They limited the highly talked about dangerous duo of Trae Young and DeJounte Murray to 14 and 19 points respectively. Now, with Scotty Barnes playing so well at the point, a lot of Raptors fans are speculating, can Scotty continue to run the point? What's going to happen here? I mean, Fred VanVleet, he's not expected to miss a whole lot of time. He did sit this one out dealing with some lower back stiffness, but VanVleet did come off one of his worst games ever. He did not look good in that loss against the Philadelphia 76ers. He went 0 for 11 from the field and scored just a single point in that contest. VanVleet overall is averaging 38 minutes per game, 13.3 points, 7.7 assists, and 4 rebounds per contest. It was such a great thing to see Scotty Barnes being slated into that point guard role and just looked the part. He had a masterful performance. He looked so comfortable, confident out there. And really, we saw Scotty Barnes click on all cylinders. The Raptors' 3-ball was falling in this one, and what was great to see is the Raptors finally had a beatdown like this. The Raptors had played in many games where they would go down to the wire, whether it was them suffering a heartbreaking loss or the team would stick around to make it interesting. This was a definitive beatdown, one-sided contest, to the point where we saw the benches empty out in the final 5 minutes of this game. And the the Raptors didn't just beat up on any team. They beat up on a Hawks team that came in playing very hot. This was a Hawks team that was playing some great basketball, and this is a team that many people think will do big things this season. So it was great to see Monday's win be a no doubt about it win, and it did showcase how dangerous the Raptors can be. So now that the Raptors did get that win over the Hawks, the Raptors now improved to 4-3 and close out the month of October with a very solid showing. The Raptors survived and thrived during a tough 7-game stretch that was highly talked about going into the season. You look at what the Raptors did during the stretch. They beat the Cavaliers, which, by the way, remains the Cavaliers' only loss this season. The Cavs are 5-1. I did a video on them yesterday saying how scary they are. The Raptors got a dub against them. They did lose against the Nets, which is a game that I wish the Raptors could have back. They lost again against the Heat, but then they followed that up with back-to-back wins against the Heat, against the Sixers. They lost a game that many people thought they would win against a Joel Embiid-less Sixers team, but then they closed out this 7-game stretch with a very impressive win over the Hawks. So the Raptors will now move into the month of November, and they will actually play the first team that is not said to be a playoff contender. I mean, the San Antonio Spurs are coming into this one hot at 5-2, but overall, I mean, you look at the Raptors, what they've been able to do. It's early into the season, but they're already showing that they are going to be one of the toughest teams to beat game in and game out. And what impresses me the most about this team is that they just got so many different guys who could go out there and beat you on any given night. Name me one team in the NBA right now that has 5 legitimate starters that could go out and score 15 plus points per game on any given night. Oh, wait. The Raptors have Siakam playing at an all-time high. He's already been on a lot of short lists for MVP this season. I know it's very early to talk about the MVP, but let's call it for what it is. He's playing like an MVP caliber player. Scotty Barnes is getting better every single game, and then he has displays like the one he had at point guard that just shows you how good he can still become. You got starters like Van Vliet, OG, and Gary Trent Jr., like I said, who could go out there and put up a ton of points as well. So Raptors are just scrapping the surface, I feel, and I think we will see the best to come for this team. Raptors basketball is just getting started, and it's going to be fun to watch this team in action. We'll see what happens with that, but overall, the Toronto Raptors, they get a huge statement-type win against the Hawks, and they definitely showed people why this Raptors team should be feared moving forward, because when they're clicking, they are one of the toughest teams to beat in the NBA. So that is just my 2 cents on these Toronto Raptors. What was your reaction to the Raptors? What was your reaction to Scotty Barnes doing a great job at point? And what's been your reaction to the season thus far? Through 7 games, the Raptors are 4-3. This is Luca Rosano on the mic signing off. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button for more content just like this, and I'll catch you all again in the next video.